Hi, I'm Tim with LFX, and today we're going to talk about firearm safety. Before you begin using any firearms, you want to make sure you're wearing the proper protection. Usually that involves some sort of eyewear, ear protection, and when dealing with handguns, it should be a hat with a bill. That's to keep brass from dropping down in between your face and your eyewear. Next, let's talk about checking a firearm. So when someone hands you a firearm or you hand someone a firearm, you should always check it to see if it's loaded or if it has a round in the chamber. To do that, once you have the firearm in hand, you can drop the magazine, and if you don't have anywhere to set the magazine, you can place the magazine in between your pinky and your ring finger and just hold it there. Next, come over the top towards the rear of the firearm and rack the slide 3 times. If there's a round in the chamber, it'll eject. Don't worry about catching it. Next, lock the slide back using the slide lock and inspect inside the chamber. I can see that there's no round in the chamber. Extra step would be to take your finger and test. Look down the mag well, nothing in there. This firearm is safe. I can set it on the table or hand it to someone. Perhaps the most important discussion we'll have today is about the 4 rules of firearm safety. If you make sure you follow these rules, I can almost guarantee that you will have no accidents regarding firearms. Rule number 1, the gun is always loaded. That means it doesn't matter if someone hands you an empty firearm with a slide lock back. You should treat every single gun as if it is loaded. Rule number 2, never point your firearm at anything you aren't willing to kill or destroy. Just like with rule number 1, treating the firearm as if it were loaded, never point your firearm at anything besides an intended target. Rule number 3, keep your finger off the trigger until your sights are on target. I see a lot of folks putting their fingers on the trigger as soon as they pull it out of their holster or when they're just holding the gun. Just keep your finger off the trigger until your sights are aligned with the target. Rule number 4, always be aware of your target and what's behind it. You can see on the range here, I have some cardboard targets set up, and behind it is a mountain, so I'm safe. Don't make the mistake of some folks where they shoot at a dirt berm, it's not high enough, or they're shooting through something. The bullet will travel through that object and hit something behind it. So just be aware of your target and what's behind it. Just remember, firearms can be dangerous, but if used properly and safely, they're a lot of fun. I'm Tim with LFX. Stay safe, get some training, shoot straight.